Hey everyone, today's about when you get amnesia, forget about them, so they remind you of your memories. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. Waking up in a hospital bed was jarring. The stark white walls and the sterile scent of antiseptic filled your senses, and the beeping of the heart monitor was almost maddening. You blinked a few times, trying to clear the fog from your mind. The last thing you remembered was the screech of tires and the sudden violent impact. Hey, you're awake. A deep, familiar voice said softly. You turned your head to see a red-haired man sitting beside your bed. His eyes filled with concern. Next to him was a blonde with a scowl on his face, but his eyes betrayed his worry. Who, who are you? He croaked, your throat dry and sore. The red-haired man's face fell, and he looked at the blonde, who seemed to stiffen. Don't you remember us? The redhead asked gently. I'm Ajiro Kurishima, and this is Katsuki Bakugo. Well, your boyfriends. Your mind raced, trying to grasp onto something, anything that can confirm their words, but there was nothing. It was all blank to you. I'm sorry, I don't remember. He whispered, feeling a pang of guilt at the hurt in their eyes. It's okay, Kurishima said, trying to put on a brave face. The doctor said this might happen. We'll help you remember, right, Katsuki? Bakugo grunted, crossing his arms. Yeah, we're not giving up on you that easily, dumbass. The next few days were a blur of doctors and nurses and endless tests. Throughout it all, Kurishima and Bakugo never left your side. They were patient with you, explaining things when you were confused and comforting you when you were scared. One morning, after another series of tests, Kurishima entered your room with a hopeful look on his face. The doctor said you can be discharged today. We were thinking of taking you to some places that might jog your memory. What do you think? You nodded, desperate to reclaim your lost memories. Okay, let's do it. Your first stop was a cozy little cafe shop, nestled in a quiet corner of the city. The bell above the door jingled as you entered, and the rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee enveloped you. We used to come here every Saturday morning, Hiroshima explained, guiding you to a table by the window. You always ordered a caramel latte. Baku returned with 3 cups of coffee, setting yours in front of you. You took a tentative sip, hoping the taste would trigger something, but there was nothing. Kirishima reached across the table, taking your hand in his. Do you remember anything? You shook your head, frustration bubbling up inside you. No, I'm sorry. Bakugo sighed, but his voice was surprisingly gentle. It's fine. Let's keep going. The next stop was a park with a large fountain in the center. Children played on the swings and slides, their laughter filling the air. Kirishima led you to a bench near the fountain, and you sat down, the sound of the water soothing your nerves. This was our spot, Kirishima said, his eyes distant as he remembered. We'd come here after you finished your work, and you'd always be so tired. But being here made you happy. Bakugo sat down next to you, his arm brushing against yours. We'd sit here for hours, just talking, or not talking. It didn't matter as long as we're together. You closed your eyes, trying to picture it, but still, there was nothing. You opened your eyes and looked at them, feeling the weight of their expectations. I'm sorry, It's okay, Kirishima said, quickly. squeezing your hand. We'll just try something else, and we'll keep trying. Don't worry. The final place was a place that you apparently visited often, the training grounds. You felt a strange sense of familiarity as you walked through the grates. The smell of sweat and the sound of grunts and impacts filled the air. You were always training here, Bakugo said, a hint of pride in his voice. Pushing yourself to get stronger, to be better. Kirishima pointed to a particular spot. That's where we first met. You kicked my ass in a sparring match. I was so impressed. I asked you out right there. Bakugo chuckled. And then I had to come in and show you both who was the boss. He smiled at the image and tried to remember, but there was still a very blank space. I want to remember, I really do, but nothing comes in. We know, Kirishima said softly. But even if you don't, we can just make new memories. Together. Right, Bakugo? Yeah, Wayan, we're not going anywhere, okay? Over the next few weeks, Bakugo and Kirishima dedicated themselves to helping you recover. They took you to more places, shared more stories, and introduced you to their friends, which were also your friends. Slowly, fragments of your past began to resurface, like pieces of a puzzle falling into place. One evening, as you sat on the couch between them, you felt a warmth in your chest that was more than just familiarity. It was love. Even if you didn't remember them, you know that you loved them. I think I'm starting to remember. You said softly, leaning against Kirishima. He wrapped an arm around you, his eyes lighting up with hope. Really? You nodded, looking up at Bakugo. Yeah. I remember how much you both mean to me. Bakugo leaned down, pressing a soft kiss to your forehead. Good. Because we're never going to let you forget it anyway. We're always going to be here for you and remind you of it every day. Kirishima smiled, his grip on you tightening ever so slightly. That's right. No matter what happens, we'll always be here for you. Always. And in that moment, surrounded by their love and warmth, you know that no matter what the future held for you, you were going to be with them, and that you would face it together, no matter what. And that was a memory worth keeping. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye.